Well, for starters, don't tell the person that's actually red.
Hi, Tina. You know what? I enjoy reading your comment section because people don't care what you're saying. They don't care. I saw nice cans, looking good, stuff like that. They don't give a shit what you're talking about. They really don't. Um, but here's what people think, okay? And it does seem a little fucked up. Uh, The judge told the jury to convict Trump on any given charge, they would have to find unanimously, that is, all 12 jurors must agree that the former president created a fraudulent entry in his company's records or caused someone else to do so, and that he did so with the intent of committing or concealing a crime. Now, as of right now, I still don't know what the fucking charge is. It's a bunch of misdemeanor charges that somehow became a felony. Um, meh, 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 meh. Prosecutors say the crime Trump committed or hid is a violation of New York's election law. Okay, what's the crime? Again, what's the crime? Making it illegal for two or more to promote or prevent the election of any person in public office by unlawful means. Virtue gave the jurors three possible unlawful means they can apply to Trump's charges: falsifying business records, breaking the Federal Election Campaign Act, or submitting false information on a tax return. For a conviction, and this is what people are getting confused on, each juror would have to find at least one of those three things happened, but they don't have to agree unanimously on which one it was. So one juror may have said, well, this statute goes here, or four of them. Another four could have said, well, this one goes with this. And another four could have said, well, this crime goes with this charge or this felony. So technically, it's unanimous on each count, but there's three separate provisions on each count that the judge gave them. And that's where the confusion comes in. Okay, so he gave them falsifying business records, breaking Federal Election Campaign Act, or submitting false information on a tax return. For a conviction, I'll say it again, each juror would have to find at least one of those three things happened, but they don't have to agree unanimously on which one it was. And that's where the confusion comes in. Because he gave them three separate things to vote on under one count. And because it's unanimous in a sense on the count, even though 4, and 4 think three different things about the case or about that felony, that's a unanimous decision. I don't think I've ever heard of it being done this way, but that's where the confusion is coming in. For a conviction, each juror would have to find at least one of those three things happened, but they don't have to agree unanimously which one it was. So you could get four jurors on three different things under one count, and it would be considered a unanimous decision. To me, that doesn't make sense. Technically, it's a unanimous decision, so it's 12 jurors agreeing, but just on different stipulations on the same felony. It gets very, very muddy and stuff. But let's face facts here. He's a Republican. The Attorney General is a Democrat who ran on getting Trump. Let's face it. That's what he did. That's what Alvin Bragg did. When he finally got these so-called charges that nobody seems to know what it is, because the misdemeanors were past the statute of limitations, but somehow they got election fraud out of this. I mean, reading some of this testimony, you still don't know how the fuck he got convicted. But anyway, and how Cohen is still walking around free is beyond me after saying he stole 30 grand from the Trump organization. Really? And he deemed the payments legal fees because he was paying Cohen, a lawyer. So how is that illegal? I mean, the whole thing is all scrambled and fucked up. But that's how they came to the conclusion that it was, three things equal one. It's fucked up math, but he wasn't going to get a fair trial in New York. You and I both know it. The whole fucking state is blue. The city is blue. 85% of the people in New York City voted for Biden. So what do you think is going to happen? Do you really think he's going to get a fair trial? No. I don't care if Trump's people picked half the jury. I can lie too, So that's the basis of all the confusion. I don't think it's right that you cannot be unanimous on the entire count or adding three things to make that one charge stick. It doesn't make sense to me. But you are correct. It didn't. It was unanimous in the sense of there were three different things to vote on. And those didn't have to be unanimous. They just had to be unanimous that all three things were voted on. It's a very muddy thing. I still don't see any jail time. I still, I've been wrong about this whole fucking thing, it seems, so far. So, I personally, I don't see any jail time. I also see it being overturned at some point. A Democrat senator, I believe, from Minnesota, don't remember his name, told the governor of New York that she should pardon Trump for the good of the country. I mean, this whole thing is... I don't know. Either way, looking good, mama. Hope you're feeling okay. Don't strain yourself too much, please. I know you don't stop. And with the other two, you can't stop. So it's one hell of a ride, I tell you. Hopefully you're going strong. So keep it up. Booyah.